Okay, hello. My name is Maciej Kotowicz. You cannot see my handler because it's bad resolution, but it's my name. I like to talk to you about one of incidents we recently handled in Search Polska. So this is he got a little cut, but this is a party involved in this research. Tomasz Bukowski and Łukasz Siwerski. As you can see, we do some stuff. Łukasz is actually here somewhere, so you can hear us there. You can talk to him about him. Tomasz and I did PC part, and Łukasz did a mobile part. Okay, with the introduction, around 2011, there is this first indication of Zitmo, the malware that is connected not only to PC but in with mobile. It's Zeus in mobile. This is the full name. It's targeting Android, not Android, but Symbian, the phones that are available at this time. So Symbians, Blackberries, Windows OS, I think. Around April 2000 in this year, we received some reports from clients that they are attacked by a new version on Android. We did some analysis and posted, but we have until September, we have no knowledge about PC part. When we got this, we analyzed it, and around October, we released a full report. So, a few things about PC malware. Why I was interested when we submit this talk? Because it was packed, it has runtime DLLs, quite strange communication, and what was most strange for us was that it served Zeus as DLL and was using HTTPS. Maybe for few of us know what kind of the malware it is. It's of course Zeus, but at the moment we are analyzing, there's no publication about it, and we have no knowledge, especially no source code, which was leaked I think few days before we released the report, so we were kind of embarrassed by it. Okay, if you don't know what Zeus is, it's a mixture of PowerLoader and Zeus. First, it's dropped PowerLoader, and it's capable of running on all kinds of modern Windows. I think from 2000 to 8, both 32 and 64 bits. It uses RC4 encryption almost everywhere. It encrypts everything that it can. So communication, a config file, binaries that are transferred, and binary itself that is dropped on the disk. The strange part, maybe not strange, but stupid part is although it's able to handle operating only on memory, it drops everything it can on disks, every executable. Okay, so to encryption, they use 3 different keys. One is used to establish communication to CNC. It's the name of the domain that is connected to, and then it's sent another key that is used to encrypt the communication itself. Data send it, so it's double encryption at some point. And second case is used to encrypt config file. It will encrypt two modules, data stealer and Zeus. Data stealer is just a stealer; it steals everything it can. In configuration, mostly since it's still FTP data and certifications, but it can steal emails, cookies, and Sol cookies. And the and Zeus is it's a mixture of Zeus 1089 and spy-based normalization is added. Okay, this is how the config looks. It has another strange thing. It's there is this field modcon. It's determine how the modules are connected to CNC. As you can see, the bot and bot 64 are Zeus models, and the rubber is a stealer, so and it's communicate through the Zeus model. Okay, why not? And there's some versioning, and the injection part is defined in which process the malware is injected. Everywhere, why not? In a recent version, more recent than this, I found that there are some other modules that both 32 and 64, but there's a suffix PL, so I think they may target it more than Polish people starting to separate the payload. And the version number goes to 64. To handle nicely the use of Zeus, and this is of Zeus, we developed some tools. We will release them later. Since it's not very complicated, we can manage to extract everything we need to know by semi-static or static analysis. I like to give a few thoughts about it. First is static config of power loader. It has information from where the CNC is, and a list of CNCs, and some configuration information on how to. Now maybe I show how it looks. It looks like this, and I'll get back to this later. Okay, so it's since it's part, we have to run it because we don't want to get involved with unpacking it statically. So it's easier to run and bypass some protection. It use is debugger present or some exceptions, and it's very easy to bypass. So then when we break, we have everything decoded, but not the config. Config is encrypted with some custom. So it's simple XOR and it's taken modulo of key. A key is modulo with the index number of bytes of the config. So it's one vulnerability one can say, because it's the first byte of the config is always XORed with 0. Okay, so it's the same always. And as the structure of the config is and there are 4 bytes of key, 4 bytes of config length, and there is some data after the config. There is another 4 bytes telling what's the whole length, and there is a CFG config. So there will be always these 3 bytes after each other. So 0, 0 because it's little endian, the length before, and the 3 is the first byte of the character. So we can search this memory and we hopefully hit it. It works. It's heuristic, but it works. As you can see, it's some kind of. I run this. It's nice working nicely. Okay. Another part is extracting config from Zeus. Since it's 2809, there is all data about configuration are stored in section, last section. So we have this, but RC4 key and the size of the config are stored with some values that are hard-coded in binaries. So what we can do, we can search the text section for XOR operation on memory. There should be only 3 or 4 this instruction, because there is an instruction for XORing in RC4 encryption and these operations. So it's cool. And after this, we have a config that's the binary config of Zeus. We can now parse it and get every information we need. and it's how it looks. Okay, that's all about PC. Let's go to the malware part. We call it a security because that's the name of the first application we incurred. Okay, it's mobile. It's targeted Android, as we see, but from the injection that were made by Zeus, we think it's made targeted more BlackBerry and Symbian as well. What it does, it steals OTP passwords that are used by bank to verify money transfers. Okay, it supports four commands. Sorry. The bank, and the communication is made by sending SMSs. I'm sorry. So first, we have to when we are infected by Zeus. When we are going to the bank, we try to log in. We put some data. We have this one nice picture. We think we should show something pictures similar in the first talk or second talk. We have to put some information that we need some kind of certification to be more secure. So please fill this form, enter some information about your mobile, and we send you SMS when you can download an application. So, okay, we download it, we open it, and it generates some key to generate some key we can enter in this form on banking web. Okay, and then we are infected. The CNC knows we are infected. So we get an SMS that. SMSs are a control system. So first is there is a redirect in communication. It's a slash. It tells the malware that there is a CNC at this number, this telephone number. Okay, I will back to this because it's not funny thing. And then at that moment, it redirects every SMS we get to this number it was registered. Okay, so hash is a get info. It sends to this number we registered some information about the phone. Bank is uninstall, so it removes malware completely from the phone. And comma is stop for warning. It must be sent from the CNC, and it's stop for warning SMSs for some period maybe or the next slash. Okay. It's host on post on hostings. We find this on these domains. It has some names like this. The nice thing how it was hosted. There is always some non-suspicious name, non-suspicious file uploaded. It's maybe logo JPG or something like that, and there was a little script that read it, force it to be recognized as APK, and added some random padding to avoid finding it out by putting the MD5 or something like that. Okay, the redirection part is fun because this is how the SMS that force to redirect looks. Okay, in Polish, it's kind of Polish, but it looks like normal spam. Everybody gets, but it starts with the slash. Okay, common mistake. But this is the algorithm that actually works there. So it finds every digit from this SMS, from this text, put it together and add it to the plus. So this is how its number is made. But that's not at all. We're infected. We know from where the SMS comes and where the redirection is going. So we call this number. The friend of mine which did this start the conversation. Hello, why are you still Polish? Money from Polish people. It's what turns out. There was some third party that wasn't aware of what's going on. He gets SMSs from about texts from about 3 to 2 days in Poland, and he has no idea what's going on. What turns out, there is a Spanish company that allows you to allocate some numbers, but you don't have to own these numbers. And then you can check SMSs, texts, voicemails, everything is going online. How it works and why this works like this, I don't know. They don't want to cooperate with us. Okay, we get this three directs. It's from Spain, and this command comes from this number. It's non-malicious. I found some article that linked it with blackmailing Israel minister or something like that. So you can send everything from this number. It's located in some islands nearby Great Britain. Okay, after our publication, these domains were taken over by third party and sinkhole. So we have, and courtesy of them, we have some stats. It's distribution of communication, every request made to this sinkhole in this time frame. As it's mostly targeting Polish, so it maybe not be very interesting to you, but for us it was. So this is the numbers per day, unique IPs. It's not very big, but it's still very large amount of money. We see some SMSs we get from the guy we talk, and they have some about 30,000 Polish zloty. It's maybe not big for West Europe, but for Polish it is. And this is the distribution of ASPs, mostly located in Polish. Okay, so questions. I'm out of time, I think. Okay. Okay, I think I have a few minutes to ask you questions, or maybe repeat something.
Hello.
Hello.
Did you see any feature providing stealing of TOTP application or any two-host factor application?
No.
No?
No. No more questions. Okay. So
thank you.
thanks.